So the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will travel to Beijing in a few days as part of ongoing efforts to ease tensions between the U.S. and China. The State Department, though, now is issuing a travel advisory, warning of a risk of wrongful detention. That advisory declares, quote, the People's Republic of China government arbitrarily enforces local laws, including issuing exit bans on U.S. citizens and citizens of other countries without fair and transparent process under the law. So Janet Yellen to China in a couple days. Chris, the significance of this, you think, is what?
Coming on the heels of a visit from State Department. Yep. So there's two layers of diplomacy. There's the kind that is taken, that has political consequences domestically, and then there's the quiet kind that happens this way. For both Xi and for Biden, it's not in their political interest to be seen as friendly with the other side. Animosity between the two countries is politically helpful for both leaders, but it's politically unhelpful for both leaders if things happen like the Chinese shutting down U.S. Microchip imports and the trade war that's going on underneath. I assume this is a way to try to keep the communication going so that we don't tip the world into a recession because the two countries can't get along.
All right, well, joining us now to discuss is the former Bush administration official, chairman of the Bramer Group, Don Bramer. Don, good to have you back.
Good to see you,
there's
sir.
a lot of movement. Yeah, so there's a lot of movement here. Janet Yellen going in a couple days. As Chris mentioned, Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State, was there last week. What's going on?
You know, it's interesting. Blinken was there. I don't think we saw the results that we wanted from that trip. You know, just a few days ago, China came out and announced that they're looking to strengthen ties to encourage more relations with Russia and also to encourage more war games, more exercise with Russia. So that's coming right on the tail as Secretary of Treasury walks into China. We've got a lot going on there between arbitrary laws, between human rights violations, and then shoring up our own supply chain and manufacturing here in the United States. That is certainly of concern to the Chinese government.
I was just thinking, what Chris said earlier was really resonating with me, because I do think that there's a strange tension between what we have to do and what we have to say and what we actually have to do. And I was just going to ask you, do you really think that there's anything that can be done at this point, given all that's already been said and all the lines that have been drawn in the sand, seemingly, and that continue to be stepped over? Is there any hope for a future where China and America can peacefully coexist?
I think they're going to have to coexist, but what I would really like to see us do is work to develop stronger relationships with our other allies in the region. You know, we have strong relationships with Japan, who are definitely stepping up their interest, their participation in NATO. We have India, we have Australia, we have New Zealand. Those are our true partners in the area, and as they say, friend-shoring at its best. So should things come awry, we need to rely on our allies because they do have a larger military force than the United States, and we're going to need every friend we can to support our manufacturing, but also to support our national security.
Julia, what's at stake for President Biden here and the administration?
Well, there's a huge amount at stake. I mean, this is obviously the U.S.'s #1 adversary right now. We're, going up there, and there's a chance that China could overtake the U.S. militarily, economically, and politically. For the president, it's a huge issue because we know that China has played a key role in the last number of presidential elections as to, which president or which administration is able to push back enough. So I think it's going to be huge in crafting part of it, crafting his legacy.
Brad?
I mean, our two economies are linked, for good or bad, and the success of one is dependent on the success of others. So it makes sense that the Treasury Secretary would go and have this conversation with China. I don't think we're expecting any major breakthroughs, but it is a positive sign in the ongoing engagement we have with our #1 adversary, but also our #1 economic partner in the world. And that's a complicated relationship. I think the Biden administration has done a great job in just ensuring stability as much as we can. Taiwan continues.
Is there stability? I mean, you got spy balloons.
Well, there's proxy wars everywhere, and we're going through different areas of ways of criticizing each other. But for the most part, the global economy is bouncing back from the COVID-19 crisis, and we're moving in the right direction. Let's hope things sustain.
As somebody who's Chinese, I'm half Chinese, there's this notion of saving face that's very important to my people. And I think one thing that we need to learn in our diplomacy is to not back down from what we believe in, what we have to stand for, while also helping the Chinese understand that we're not after them. We're going to help them save face by working with us to create a more stable world order.
Don Bramer of the Bramer Group, thank you for your time, your perspective as always. We appreciate it, sir. Come on back.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.